Cypress terminal here in Tampa, Florida. I got the sun in my eyes right now, so this event's only going to be until it gets dark because I have no signal inside the building where I have light, and I don't want to interrupt my trainee while he's sleeping this evening. So just gonna sit here, I guess, and wait for some people to log on and go from there. Just checking all my settings, making sure everything's good. So like I said, hopefully the word got out, got some interest in this live Q&A. So I never tried this live feature out before on YouTube, so just kind of messing around with it, see how it takes off. Give you guys an opportunity to just ask your questions and get them answered live and in person by me, the best of my abilities. So we got one that's logged in so far. Welcome. You're the first one. And leave a comment. Oh, you're out. Never mind, that didn't last long. So, get this part on. Alright, 602, how do? I do good. Alright, just had a long day. Drove from Heflin, Alabama over to Apollo, and then came over here to Tampa Yard this evening. What's going on, 5-0? Seeing you ask a few questions here and there. Glad to see you made it. So we're just sitting here waiting to see how many people show up here in this live event. I said I'm out here in the Tampa Yard this evening, so I'm only going to be able to hang out until the sun goes down because I have no signal inside the building, so I won't have any light once the sun goes down. So I don't know when sunset is right now. It's getting, the sun's right in my eyes right now. You can see the shadow on my cup in the background. I'm using it as a holder for my phone. So hopefully we get some CTC students in that are currently enrolled, and maybe some past CTC students that might have a few questions, and see how they're doing once they got out on their own, or if they're in training, how that's going. So like I said, we'll play it by ear, see how it goes on this live thing. Figured I'd try something new out. Beautiful evening here in Tampa, a little breeze, not too hot, not too cold. Just got back to the room. Give me a rundown on how you run and what the process to get you back as a trainer. Well, just got back to the room. Refresh my memory where you're at. The way the way I'm running this year is a little different than I've run last year. I'm kind of going back to the way I did in the past. I'm staying out anywhere from 5 to 6 weeks, then go home for a couple days, and then I run back out again. They changed the training process. It used to be a 7-week training. Okay, you're in Jacksonville. They changed the training process from a 7-week training process. You do 6 weeks with a trainer, 1 week of eval in Jacksonville. Now you have to have 30. Now you have to have 30 days of training. So if you get a trainer that goes home every weekend, it's going to equal out to about 6 weeks because you're going to do 5 days a week. With the guys that I'm getting now, you're basically going to do 15 and 15, maybe 20 and 5, depending on when I get you and when I get back. Because like I said, I'm staying out like 6 weeks at a time now. So basically, it could give the trainee an opportunity to get all 30 days done consecutively and then be done with it. And you could have it done in a month, in 4 weeks, and you're out. Then you got your week of eval, then you get your truck. I just picked up a guy. He's on his 3rd day, so he's working. He's going to be done at the end of March because he's on day 3. We're taking 2 days off in the middle of the month, so his last day on my truck will be the 30th of March, and then we'll go from there. Why can't I see? They're popping up, but they're not staying. Here. Show chat. There we go. Now I can see it. All right. So CTC Jacks. What week are you in there, Justin? Hoping to enroll by the end of the month to get done with training before rainy season. Yeah, I don't blame you wanting to get done before the rainy season. It can be a little bare. We're coming at the end of winter. With the route that I run, I haven't run into much snow this year, which is really a good thing. But I got a few buddies that's been running up in the Midwest and up there in the Northeast, and they've been hitting a lot of snow. So that always makes training interesting when you get stuck up in the snow. But yeah. So yeah, the sooner you get started in CTC, then the better off you are. You get out, like I said, get out, kind of get the training done, and then you just have to kind of feel it out on your own as far as inclement weather goes. So, you guys hear me all right? Just make sure that I don't get this bunch of background noise going on behind me. It's kind of hard to tell because I won't be able to know until I watch the video later once it's posted. I did a quick test run before I started, and it had some background noise, but I think I could hear all right. All right, MY, good deal. So yeah, that's basically how I run. And like I said, as far as getting me as a trainer, it's luck of the draw, or some guys it might not be so lucky, especially if they don't want to stay out long periods of time. I've had guys quit on me. Yeah, I wonder if I turn this upside down, because I got the microphone on the bottom of my phone. Let me see here. It says orientation is locked. I didn't like that. So, I'll see here. It's kind of a work on it as I go type deal. So I'll try to get close and speak up a little louder, maybe you can hear a little bit better. Excuse me. Get a drink here. So how is the Lawrence and Kim treating you there in Jacksonville? They got a pretty tight ship over there. I hate about the freaking gnats in this corner of the yard. No, I won't do TikTok because I don't agree with their platform. They have a lot of data breach, a lot of data harvesting, and I just don't. I'm real particular about that. I don't want to get involved with TikTok. My daughter wanted to get on it, and I forbid her to get on it because it's just I don't want that kind of information out there. I mean, I know Facebook, YouTube, they're all the same thing, but TikTok's got a real bad reputation, and hopefully the government cracks down on them, and they're probably gonna be a thing of the past. I know a lot of guys, a lot of people that have things on TikTok, and they're dropping them left and right. So we got another one joined us. We're up to 3 now. That's good, because Lawrence would be yelling at you. Yeah, you're right. They're all cesspools. Yeah, Lawrence can and get on them guys, man. Get out the truck, driver. So they crack me up every time I'm in Jacksonville yard. You hear Lawrence all the way across the yard. So, but like I said, they run a pretty tight ship. They're pretty good guys over there. The guys over here in Tampa, Mike and Mike, they do a good job with the guys over here. I got to hang out with them a little bit when I got here this afternoon. And Hueytown guys, Steve and Raheem up there, they're pretty good too. I'm sure he did. How many guys got kicked out since you've been there, Justin? Because they don't play, man. You mess up one too many times, you're out the door quick there. Keep that. There it goes. Two from Alabama. I think some Tampa guys are over there. Supposed to be over there, what Mike said. When are you testing out? Two more weeks. So that's 2 weeks. Then you got eval. So yeah, if they put you in a week of load securement there in Jacksonville, once you eval out, there could be a good chance that you could get on my truck. Like I say, you just have to get you just have to see how that plays out. MY 4 weeks for the CTC or for the training? Because the CTC is Monday through Friday for 4 weeks. It's like 8 to 5. Yeah, it's Monday through Friday. Depending on which location you go to, but they're all Monday through Friday. If it's close to where you live, you go home on the weekends, or you should still go home on the weekend. But if you live, like if you go to school in Jacksonville, then and you live in Jacksonville, you can go home every night as long as you're back in time. And then the guys that come in from out of town, of course, they pay for the hotel room while they're there. What kind of things are people being sent home for? The guys that are getting sent home in CTC are guys that just aren't getting the whole hang of things. They can't back up. They're having a problem doing their backups. If they're what they call behind the wheel performance is what Lawrence calls it. If that's not up to par, they'll let you go for that. Once you get your CDL and get through CTC and get with a trainer, we don't really send guys home too often. Yeah, not listening is a good one. As far as training, I mean, very rarely do I let anybody go. I mean, you have to really be bad to get off my truck, because I let a lot slide, and I try to work with you the best I can. But just basically unsafe habits, not a good, like I said, not listening, not progressing. I mean, if you're just stuck in a situation. 3 speeding tickets. Hold on, that went away. 3 speeding tickets in the last 3 years. Less than 15. I'm not sure what the threshold is on that. You'd have to ask recruiting. It takes time and patience, but it's like a 50-50. You've got to you've got to take in what you're being taught, and you got to be able to show that you're learning it. So if you can't prove that you're catching on, then I mean we got so many people in and out of here. It's we can only do so much. So we try to I said we try the best we can, but we want guys out there that are gonna make it. We don't want to just because for every guy we bring in, it's gonna cost the company money, and then of course it's costing you time and money going through the school and through the training. So if you're not putting your best foot forward, it's gonna be a waste of time on both ends. So, and I've got a couple of videos out there from way back when. Is about when you first decide if this is what you want to do, if this is what you want to get into. But what I tell people is the main thing is make sure that you're financially sound for about 2 months. Make sure you can swing 2 months because the income is going to be real low. I mean, you're starting out at CTC. I think they pay you like 150 your first week, and then it goes up from there. But then by the time you're done with training, you're up to like $700, $800. Oh, good deal, good deal. Did you they get you to go over to the did they get you to go over to the industrial park to do your left and right turns? Um it, if there is a if there is a wait for a trainer, what they do is they keep you in Jacksonville for the first week and they do what they call load securement. You'll work with a trainer there in the yard for 5 days doing load securement. Then usually a trainer gets usually then when a trainer comes available, the guys that are in the load securement will be the first ones out. So we usually don't have more than a week wait for a trainer because we're constantly getting in new trainers every month because they're trying to get our training list up. Because I don't know, probably back about 4 or 5 years ago, I had a list of people that wanted to get on my truck, and I was getting them back to back to back to back. 6 weeks, bam, next guy. 6 weeks, bam, next guy. And it got to the point where it's like, man, I need a break. That's just a lot of guys coming in and out. But right now, I think we're up to almost 50 trainers. So, like I said, they're adding 3 or 4 every month. Then, of course, we lose 1 or 2. Either they're not good trainers or they just couldn't handle it or don't want to do it anymore because it's pretty stressful on us on our end having a new guy every 6 weeks on our truck. So, I mean, if you don't got the patience and the willingness to teach somebody, it ain't gonna work out for you. So, but like I was saying, you know, always make sure you're financially set, and then make sure if you're married or got a girlfriend or something, make sure they're on board and supportive because if they say, yeah, we'll go ahead and try it, and then you get out there, you get through training, and you get in your own truck, and you're gone 5 days of the week, it tends to put a strain on your relationship. So really talk over with your spouse or your girlfriend and say, hey, this is what I want to do. This would be good for financially for us. So that's 2 of the main reasons I usually lose trainees off my truck, that they don't get fired. They end up quitting because one, the their money isn't there. They can't swing the 6 weeks without a steady paycheck, and then the second reason is the spouse is like, yeah, okay, go ahead and do it, and then the training pay is low, so they don't see the money coming in right away. They don't see the benefit of you being gone, and then it comes to the point where it's either it's either the company or me is what they're going to tell you. And 9 times out of 10, the guy usually goes right back home, which I can't blame him one bit. Said I got lucky. My wife I was driving truck when I met my wife, but I was a local driver, and then it got to the point where I was like, look, man, I got to go back on the road if we're gonna survive. She started seeing them paychecks come in, and rest is history. Now I come home, she wants to know when I'm leaving again. So, yeah, the sun's going down. We can change our eyeballs out, make it easier to read the screen. Joys of getting old. I have to wear glasses. Those are prescription sunglasses because when I drive, I have to be able to see. So. I've been with me and my wife been together 24 years, and we've been married for 18 of them. So she's hung in there with me. My daughter was 2 years old when I started with Cypress, and she's 16 now. So I've been here 14 years. So it's good company. They treat me real well. And y'all seen my truck on the videos. Got a 2023 Peterbilt. Can't complain. Smoke break. So yeah, I put a little false information out there on my last video. I don't know if any of y'all caught my last one I put out the other day. I said that on our 12-foot board, you put 4 straps for 12, anything 10 foot or over, and anything 10 foot or less, put 8 straps. I don't know where I came up with 8, but it's supposed to be 3. So it's 4 on 12, anything 10 or less, you put 3 straps. So just to kind of clarify that, I had one of my trainees that's on his own now caught the video and called me out on that. So I kind of did a rush job on that video trying to get the audio done on it. I should have proof listened to it like I usually do, but I was trying to get it out real quick. I said I messed up the date of the live feed. I said April 1st because for some reason I thought we were in March, and today's March. So trying to get this year over with, get that bozo out of office next year, if the Lord willing. Sea of otters. The Jacksonville local runs. They do have a local division. I'm not sure what the qualifications are for it. I know you'll have to do at least 6 weeks of Southeast minimum before they'll let you go local unless you have experience. And I think it's on an opening basis. If they have need for a local runner, they'll put you in there. But I said the local positions are usually filled up. Unless they got a lot of freight that they need to help, then they'll bring more drivers in. But most of the freight, they want you going out. Yeah, you'll start out, like I said, it's like 6 weeks minimum on the Southeast. And if you wanna like change up, do something else, you want to do a kind of a local, what we call 250 turnaround, or if you want to go OTR, if you want to stay out, they let you go out longer. Yeah, I mean, if you come out of training and you go into they'll ask you during your eval week, how you want to run, and if you say, hey, I'm happy with Southeast, they'll keep you busy in the Southeast. Be home, leave out Monday or Sunday night and be home Friday, early or late Friday or early Saturday morning. It just depends on how the loads run that week and how good you are at getting it there, get it delivered, and getting back. I mean, we got guys that leave out on Monday and are home every Friday. I'd say average anywhere from 2,200 to 2,500 miles. I mean, they try to push you at least 500 miles a day. That's what they want to see you do. But of course, your loads and your shippers and your consignees will depict how many miles you do that day. Because if you get somewhere to deliver and it takes them 4 hours to unload you or 4 hours to load you, you know you're losing drive time at that point. So it all depends on the loads and traffic and all that good stuff. I mean, if you keep in it, you keep that left door closed, don't stop a lot, you can. I mean, doing 500 miles a day is pretty easy. Job. I was waiting for that to happen. Probably could have seen if I set my tablet up, but oh well. It is what it is, I guess. Yeah, we have a CTC class there in Jacksonville, and of course our main terminal is in Jacksonville. Then we, of course, we got a CTC location in Hueytown, Alabama, and here in Tampa, Florida. We got terminals in Tampa, North Carolina, Texas, and Jacksonville. And Sunbelt has a terminal in South Pitt, Tennessee, which is right on the Alabama border. And we do got one in Wilmington, North Carolina. I don't know if I said that one or not. Our main headquarters is Jacksonville, so most people are out of there. I'm dispatched out of Atlanta, so I'm on a dedicated route. But I spent many years out of Jacksonville. When I was running OTR, I was out of the Jacksonville terminal. I live over in Oldsmar, which is over here by Tampa. But old lady's got my truck, so I'm stuck here on the yard tonight. So I'm leaving out early in the morning. Good, good. That'll work out great for you then there in Jacksonville. Of course, you'll park your truck in Jacksonville. If you're more than 50 miles from a terminal, they'll let you take your truck home. But if you live within 50 miles of a terminal, you have to park at that terminal. You'll be responsible for the truck if you take it home. Yeah, I used to live out there in Dunedin. I'm not sure on the how they decide which side you go on. As far as Sunbelt or Cypress, I think it's basically how you want to run. I'd say if you want to be southeast and you want to be home every weekend, they tend to fill the Sunbelt spots up first because a lot of the Cypress freight tends to go out a little further. Sunbelt's got a lot more local freight to Jacksonville because the drywall plant down there in Palatka, that's where they send a lot of the Sunbelt guys when they come on, is they send them over to that Palatka plant. So, because the Palatka was their contract before we bought them. Then when we bought them, we got their contract. So Cypress does pull out of Palatka, but it's mainly a Sunbelt terminal. So if you're wanting to run southeast and you live kind of in that area, that's probably why they circled Sunbelt. I could be wrong, but my best guess is that's what that was. But I believe if you decide you want to change, I think they can make a change. But I mean, the difference between the two companies really ain't that much different. It's just the name on the door. We pull the same freight, we pull from the same companies. The same guy signs the check for both companies, so it really don't matter. Okay, you're up in Waycross, Georgia. You have somewhere you can park a truck and trailer with a load on it? Or are you gonna make that hour trip to Jacksonville every day? Or every week? Yeah, MY, if they approve you, most likely you'll probably come over here to the Tampa school, and then you can go home every night after class. Because Dunedin, I used to live in Dunedin, and that's, what, 30, 45 minutes from here, from the yard. So we're over here by MacDill Air Force Base. Yeah, if you got room for truck and trailer, you'll most likely take the truck home. Then I don't see a problem there. You just have to provide them pictures of the truck in there. See if it's probably gonna pause it first. Hopefully that didn't mess it up too bad. I'd send the safety director. Asked him if he could answer that for me. Yeah, they got pretty high standards. Said 3 tickets under 15 miles an hour might not be a big deal. As the length of time might be an issue. Yep. He says, yes, that would disqualify you. You'd have to get that off your record first. When was the last 3 years? When was the last one that you got? Yeah, you can stay out as long as you want. I've had guys come right off my truck and stay out months at a time before they went home. I mean, the first couple weeks might be a little slow because they want you to get used to everything. But once they get comfortable with you and you get comfortable with them, they'll start sending you out further and further. But yeah, you can pretty much right out the gate stay out as long as you want. I said they prefer you do southeast for 6 weeks, but if you keep volunteering to work the weekends, they're not going to tell you no. They're going to give you a load. I said I've had a few guys come out right out the gate and started running OTR. Yeah. Yeah, if you can get 1 or 2 of them dropped or taken off somehow, it'd be in your best interest. I don't know how old the other 2 are. But yeah, they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna go back 5 years. And then of course the drug screen's hair follicle, and that can go back quite a bit too, from what I understand. So. You have to let off that gas pedal a little bit. Must be getting those over in Clearwater. That sounds like Clearwater Police Department to me. Especially in that Dunedin area. That's what everyone asked me. They said we got a 30-day training process. So, and I just picked up a guy and he's on his 3rd day. So, oh, Pinellas County Sheriff, yeah. I used to live there off of Sunset Road in Pinellas County, up and down that road all day long, writing tickets. Actually, it was Sunset and Hercules. When I turned off on the Hercules, they were always right there at the park, waiting to write tickets. I lived there for 5 years. Luckily, never got a ticket on that road. Came close a few times, but never got one. Yeah, you can basically tell them who you want as a trainer. Like I said, it's just a matter of availability. I've been doing this shit so long, it's the stuff that's rattling around up there in my head, so much of it, I can't even get it all out. I was 22 years old back in '97 when I went over to truck driving school over there in Green Cove Springs, down the street from Jacksonville. Got my CDL then. Been doing it ever since. So hopefully I got another 20 years in me. And it'll all be right here at Cypress. I appreciate the following. Like I say on all my videos, it's get them numbers up. I said I'm out here trying to provide the information, give you guys as much knowledge as you can get when you get into this, because like I said, this isn't a job. This is pretty much a lifestyle, and it's all consuming. It takes over everything. When you're away from your family, 3, 4, 5 nights a week, and in my case, almost a month at a time, it can be stressful, it can be lonely. But I said I'm clearing. I think I cleared 100, and with bonuses and per diem, I cleared almost 130,000 in 2022. Not too bad when we're on the beginning of a recession, I think. So the money's there to be made. You just have to be willing to get out there and run and make it. Got to have the hunger for it. Especially if you have a wife at home that likes to spend money like mine does. Yeah, we most of our freight is pretty much drywall, and that's pretty constant. And then we got a few other odds and ends. We do some lumber and some other stuff. And what I mainly do is I do big paper rolls, and then I go to deliver a load of paper, then pick up a load of drywall, go back, pick up another load of paper, pick up another load of drywall. So the routine I'm in now is pretty much standard day in and day out. I can almost predict where I'm gonna be and what my paychecks are gonna be. So that's pretty easy. So and when you get into like dry lot of sitting because you're sitting at docks waiting to get loaded or unloaded. Pretty much what we do is when we pull up to a customer, whether it be a building supply store or a Home Depot or a Lowe's, we pull in, they come out with a forklift, we untarp, they unload us, and we're gone. I mean, sometimes you get there to some of these building supply places, you might have 1 or 2 trucks ahead of you. So you're sitting there waiting. So, not too long. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it'll be 2 hours, but nowhere near like van and reefers sit. I mean, they can sit for 8, 9 hours just waiting to get into a dock. So, we're pretty much constant, and we're constantly moving. And when you're doing flatbed, you're out there actually doing something. You're not just swinging doors and bumping docks. You're actually out there pulling tarps, tightening straps, rolling straps up. So you get a little bit of a workout at the same time as. Yeah. Usually when you pull up to a customer, you'll untarp and then wait. Unless it's raining, then of course you don't want to untarp in the rain until they tell you to untarp. But you pull up to the customer and the sun's shining, pull up there and yank the tarps, get them put away, and be ready to unload. Get it done. Well, that light's just barely hanging in there. Not much longer now. I'm gonna lose my light. I'm gonna have to call it a day. But I said I'll hang out until I can't see no more, I guess, or until these bugs eat me alive over here in this corner where this picnic table's at. I was hoping to do it inside where I had good light, but it's a metal building. I lost my cell phone signal when I went in there. It wouldn't let me stream. So I came out here. That was what did I run? 100 and last year was actually a slow year for me. I only did 138,000 miles. I normally do about 150,000 miles a year. So because last year I was going home every other weekend, and then I ended up buying a house in end of October, so I had to go back out and start running again. Get that money back up because we blew through some money buying that house. That was a process. Yeah, but I mean the work is here if you want it. You just, like I say, you just gotta be willing to do it. You make good money here, and the management team here is awesome. I mean they help you out best they can. We're not a small company, but we're not a big company, so pretty much office staff gets to know you, the dispatchers get to know you by name, safety gets to know you, but you really don't want safety getting to know you too well. Got a helicopter flying over my head. They're coming to get me. Must be getting ready to do a night mission over here on the base. All right, Justin, you have a good one. Good luck on your training, and keep me updated when you take your test and pass or fail or whatever you do. Take it easy. So, Well, starting to lose my daylight here, so I'm gonna have to wrap this up. But I appreciate y'all logging in this evening and throwing a few questions at me. Hopefully, I answered some of y'all's questions. As always, go on my channel, find a video, and leave a comment or a question, and I try to check it often. Sometimes I don't get notifications about it, but just leave me questions, and I'll be glad to answer it. And sometime in the future, I'll do this again. Y'all have a great evening, and look forward to talking to y'all later.